What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I have finally found it. I have found it. And when I say I found it, I mean I found the best GWM product that I've ever driven, that I've ever sampled, that they're currently selling right now. This is the GWM P500, but under here is a 2.4 liter diesel engine, 135 kilowatts and 480 Newton meters of torque. Now, those figures might not seem like they're all that, but trust me, this is most likely going to be a pavement queen. So for those figures, it's not doing bad. I mean, you look at the likes of the Triton, it's got a 2.4 liter as well, pushing almost the same power and the same torque. You look at some variants of the, the Hilux, which have got 450 Newton meters. So I finally have it. They finally have it. This is a really great product. I've sampled it this week and I'm really, really impressed. I'm going to take you through the exterior, the interior, as well as the drive. But I do think that this is it. This is really it. It starts from 799,000 Rand, with this one going over 800,000 Rand. But yeah, I am really, really impressed. Let's get into the video. So, it's imposing, I'll give you that. It's really, really imposing. The one thing that I don't quite like, and I'm gonna say it when I'm standing right here, are these 18-inch alloys. I do think that they just make the car, it's a mismatch. I do wish that the wheels were much bigger, and I think it would give that really monster truck. I mean, you look at the likes of the Raptor, the wheels on the Raptor and how big they are, those those big tires, they just fit perfectly as opposed to with the size of the car. Whereas these tires just look, it's a mismatch. But anyway, the front is really imposing. You've got these triple daytime running lights up here as well as down here. You've got your main beams up here. You've got fog lamps down here, which are also LEDs, which are really good. And obviously, because it's Chinese, and you know how the Chinese love their chrome. You've got chrome all over the bumper, from that to the badge to everything. And I'm sure my cameraman is going to be showing right now because of that chrome. You cannot run away from the chrome, and that's it. You've got a camera down here for your 360-degree camera. I'm just really sad that this is plastic and not really, a steel. And this is where I'm saying, I think, where I said earlier on in the video, that this might just be a pavement queen and not really bundu bashing. But it can bundu bash, trust me, it can. I'm just upset that this is not really, this is plastic and not steel. But hey, and then you've got fake vents here. Why? I don't know. I mean, it's just literally a 2.4 diesel, so there was no need for that vent, but it does give it into the aesthetic. These massive bulges that run across the bonnet, they give it a really meaner stance. I do love that. You come to the side, and I did mention that 18-inch alloy. You've got door steps, side steps to help you get into the car. They've badge right onto there, and they love this badge so much that they've given you, just hold on, they love their logo so much that even their key is the same as everything. So this is the key, this is the same logo. When you come to the front, I'll show you the same thing. When you come to the front, that is the same. So they do love their badge. Then you've got these big wing mirrors with the camera for your 360-degree camera, which is really clear and concise. I think one of the best in the game. In the bakkie segment, the best camera in the game. Keyless entry into the car, but these massive roof racks, which you can obviously tie down stuff on there. They're very functional. And then, the nice thing that I like about this car, in terms of aerodynamics and just bringing wind, making wind proper into the car, just look how big this side door is. So it wraps around the entire car, the entire C-pillar. It wraps around the entire C-pillar, which is something that's really, really quite cool. Wraps around the entire C-pillar, and obviously this is also to help with wind when it goes. So that is something that I've appreciated. Then this, you can put your torch or whatever you want to put into there to hide from whoever you're hiding from, but you can essentially put your torch on there, which is something that's quite cool. And yeah, I'm going to turn the car around for you guys and show you the rear, but I do think that the front is really imposing. The one thing that I don't quite appreciate are just those wheels. I think they look really quite small. I mean, look at the gap here, it's quite massive, but I mean, it's for purpose, and this is for off-roading. It helps in terms of, brake over angle, departure angles, and obviously ground clearance and all that stuff. So I do understand the method behind it. This is just me trying to, drop it to the floor a little bit. So yeah, let's get it. So when you come towards the rear, I do quite like it. I won't lie to you, I'm not mad at it. You've got these LED tail light covers, which are very handy because should you go off-roading or anything really, it will cover the tail light, preventing damage, because I'm pretty sure this is quite expensive. These are LED. You've got one up here and then another one here, as well as your indicator lamp and your reverse lamp, which look like they look really expensive. So I'm quite happy that they do have a taillight cover. You've got some steps essentially to get into the load bed. You've got your GWM badge up here. You've got your reverse camera up here for your 360-degree camera. Again, a big logo. You've got your 4x4 badge as well as your engine designation badge right on there. If it's your hybrid, it will say 2HEV right on there. So to open your tailgate, and it is quite tricky, it opens flat. It will open obviously side to side, but it is quite tricky. I don't want to lie to you. This entire week it's been bugging me. So I'm going to try and open it to lay flat. Okay, you press it twice. You press the button twice. And I do feel that in the longer run, it's going to be an issue with that button. So I wish they should have just made somewhat a manual system to override this button, maybe somehow to just easily open your tailgate, because this is going to cause problems later on. So to open, you press once and then you can open the one side, or there's a latch on here for you to open the other side, and you close this one first, and yeah, and that's it. So let's try that again. Press twice, Haibo, twice. Just have a physical thing to pull the thing down, guys. Yes, it's a cool gimmicky thing, but press once to open one. Okay. Anyway, let's jump inside before we go for a drive. But before we go anyway, okay. It's got guest trust at least. I just want to show you the load bin, and it's nice because it's rubberized, so things don't really slide about. I do appreciate that a lot. At the top there, let me just jump inside. At the top here, and if you have a canopy, this is going to be beautiful lighting because we've got LED lights right up here as well. So that is quite nice, really nice. Let's jump inside before we go for a drive, baby. So welcome to the interior of the GWM P500. I've always been a fan of this interior, to be honest with you guys. I've never shied away from saying that. I do love these wood finishes that are on the dash. It's solidly built. You've got a great sound system in here, which sounds incredible. I mean, look at this leather-wrapped steering wheel, multifunctional as well. And the nice thing is that you can control so many things that you want from the steering wheel, obviously because it's multifunctional. Massive digital driver's display, infotainment with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wirelessly. You've got a wireless charger on here, and you can also try and close it. I'm just finicky because I wish it could close the entire way so that the heat then doesn't penetrate on the phone, but I mean, that's that. You've got heated and ventilated seats for the front passenger. You've got your 4x4 controls essentially on this one side, and then your parking controls on this one side as well, which is quite cool. Your drive mode selector is on here. You don't have to dig into the infotainment, which is quite cool. Massive space in here, guys. This is a lot of space. This is a lot of space, and I do quite appreciate that. You can slide this to reveal your cup holders on there. And yeah, that's essentially the front, and I do quite like it. Pedal shifters on the steering wheel, which is also quite cool. Jeez, man, they've done everything. And you know, so in the super luxury, you'll get a clock here as opposed to this logo. Like I did mention earlier on, they love their logo so much. So they've got a logo here as opposed to the clock, and that clock you'll get essentially in the super luxury HEV. Let me jump into the rear, but the rear for me, that is just perfect, man. Like, they understood the mission with this car. But how dare I forget a massive panoramic sunroof? And essentially the first bakkie in South Africa, and only bakkie currently, with the panoramic sunroof. So that is quite cool. Let's jump into the rear before we go for a drive. So I have jumped into the rear, and I've put the seat in the same position that I drive in. And you can see that I've got massive amount of legroom. Headroom is crazy as well. LED lights on here for your reading lights. You've got space here. You can put your phone on here. In the super luxury, this becomes a wireless charger, and you've got space in here as well to put whatever you want to put into here, which is quite cool. Your cup holders then come out of here, and that's essentially it. This armrest essentially looks better than the armrest of the VW Touareg that I'm currently driving, and I'll show you that in the next video. I'm actually quite impressed with this armrest because you can actually close it and put your arm to rest on, whereas with the car that I'm also driving, it's just cup holders on here, so you can't really, you get what I mean? And then you've got this button here which controls, so you press it and it controls that window. So that's that. You've got your 220 volt plug on there. And yeah, that is the rear, guys. I think I'm really impressed with this, man. Like, there's so much space in here. You can do a proper road trip in this with your family, and obviously there'll be your kids or your friends, and the space is there, guys. The stitching as well, the quality of these seats are really comfortable, and the super luxury, should you go for that, then you'll get heated and ventilated as well in the rear. So man, what have they not done right? Everything has just been clean, man. Let's go for a drive. How does the GWM P500 2.4 liter diesel drive? Yo, that sounds like a mouthful. Before I go on, please don't forget to use the link in my bio and my description to get a quote from Naked on any car that you drive. Alright, let's jump into it. So, this car is powered by a 2.4 liter diesel at the front that produces 135 kilowatts and 480 newton meters of torque. Now, that might not seem like it's a lot of power, and granted, for its price range, it does not seem like it's a lot of power. But then again, when you look at the likes of the Isuzu D-Max X Rider, you look at the likes of the 2.4 liter Hilux and even the Ranger 2 liter, it's not far off in terms of torque. And mind you, this is a very heavy car, over 3 tons this car, so it's a heavy car, and I'm not mad at it, really. I think it performs really well, and I'm even going to bring up even the Mitsubishi Shogun, Mitsubishi Extreme that I drove earlier on. Similar power figures, and the nice thing about these power figures is that you never really want to step on it because it's got that much power. You just take it as it is, really, as it comes. So I'm not mad at it. In the towns, these 18-inch tires drive phenomenally. They take on the road bumps really well. The road imperfections are soaked in perfectly, and I think that's really a nice thing. I'm not mad at it. Personally though, I'd just put in a bigger tire to make it look much more luxurious like it already is. I do feel there's a lot of gap between the tire and the wheel arch. So yeah, it does drive well. The suspension works extremely great whether you are on here, and I'm going to take it onto some bit of gravel later on for you guys to see, but it does take it on with aplomb. I'm quite impressed with that. Now, with the competition is tough, and it being so luxurious, it automatically competes with the likes of the Ranger Platinum, just in terms of spec for spec and what the Ranger offers, that luxury, the heated, ventilated seats. So it is up there in terms of luxury, but price is where it drops to the likes of, you know, the Mitsubishis. It drops to the likes of the Isuzu D-Max X Rider, which is a really great bakkie, that is too. So I am happy that, you know, it competes in terms of segment. It's competing with the Ranger Platinum, but in terms of price, there's so many bakkies that you can look at, and personally I think it stands out from all of those bakkies that I've mentioned. Now, in terms of safety, you've got lane keep assist, lane departure warning, blind spot monitoring, anti-active brake assist, and all those. And the nice thing is that, and while I'm on here, I'm actually just going to switch off the speed sign recognition and speed limit, which does become a bit of a faff. So you go into smart drive and you can easily just traffic signs, switch that off, and everything just goes off. The nice thing is that in terms of when you've got lane keep assist, you can easily switch it off and it doesn't come back whether you start the car again. You have to go in and switch it on yourself, which is a great thing, because then you don't have to be digging through menus every time you get into your car. And I think they have perfected that to the T, which is something that I am extremely grateful for from GWM. It's a nice feature that I really love. But yeah, personally though, I think they've nailed it. This 2.4 liter diesel, great fuel efficiency. And this is the first time I'm probably saying from a Chinese vehicle that there's great fuel efficiency, because they don't know how to get great fuel efficiency. I'm getting 9.6 liters per 100 kilometers in this bakkie, which is something that's unheard of in a Chinese vehicle, let alone a bakkie. So I do know that there is, let me not say that I'm not a bakkie, because Isuzu does even way less than that, 7 liters even below for those 1.9s, or even the 3 liters. So for this displacement, the fuel efficiency, incredible, it's amazing. I do appreciate it, it's lovely. And the figures that are on here essentially can be done by some of the SUVs. You look at the likes of even the Haval Jolion Pro, the Haval Jolion GT, the Haval H6 GT. It does way over 10 liters per 100 kilometers, and it's a SUV where you think that it should be doing less, whereas this is more than 3 tons and is doing 9.6 liters per 100. So I do have to give credit where credit is due. They have nailed it. In fact, it does great fuel consumption figures as opposed to its sibling, the hybrid vehicle of this one, which is the P500 2-liter petrol hybrid. And which is a bit confusing because it's a hybrid, it's supposed to give you better fuel economy, but I didn't get that. And that was at launch, so I don't know, maybe when you live with it for longer, it's going to be better. There is no weight in the load bin, there is nothing, but everything is just, I know exactly what I'm doing. I don't feel like I'm going to lose it. The 4-wheel drive system working very hard and all that, so I am quite happy. So let's just step on it a bit. And this is a very bumpy road, by the way. But just look at that. Incredible, incredible, incredible. Impressive things from GWM. While I'm on here, guys, please don't forget to use the link in my bio, the link in my pop-up banner, the link in my description to get a quote from Naked Insurance, and you can insure your bakkies, your SUVs, be it Chinese, German, Japanese, anything really. Oh, I love this. And I'm going to try and talk so that you guys can just hear that my voice is not jittery. It's actually so solid before I turn back. But this is brilliant. And speaking about turning back, the turning circle is not that great. Turning circle is really not that great. There comes in that 360-degree camera showing you every angle that you can ever think of, and it's clear and concise, which is something that I truly, truly appreciate. Let's try and see if we can go to other modes here. Okay, so it looks like we only have those. All right, let's go. Incredible. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We are officially on a journey to 10,000 subscribers. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this, and we will make it to 10,000. I'm pretty confident. Can you please make it my birthday gift? My birthday is in March, and I'd really like to hit my birthday with 10,000 subscribers. Let's go. If you're in South Africa, don't forget, always keep left and pass right. Until next time, peace out, guys.